Innovators, trendsetters, risk takers, visionaries. These are just a few words that sum up the entrepreneurs who grace the first covers of New York Smart CEO. From Russell Simmons, the preeminent self-made New Yorker, to David Liu and Carly Roney, the NYU film grads who changed the game in digital media. These leaders represent the lifeblood of New York's thriving business community.
Russell Simmons is the quintessential New York CEO. First of all, he was born and raised in Hollis, Queens. Right? He went to school in New York City, and he is truly the embodiment of the American dream. He is considered the father of modern hip-hop. He was the manager for the famous group Run DMC. But just as importantly, as he grew up, he gained an incredible intuition as to what makes Americans tick. And he was, the first of his kind to identify the fact that inner city Americans also were looking for fashion labels in department stores. And so he and Kimberly Simmons created the Baby Phat and Fat Farm labels. And many of these businesses sprung from the gut, as did the Rush Card business. So Russell Simmons truly is the New York style CEO.
The company mission has actually stayed true to what it was when we started it 17 years ago. We saw an opportunity to create media brands that would help consumers as they struggle through some of the most emotionally powerful and most significant life stages. When we started the company, it was called The Knot Inc., and we were able to build out a wedding brand that I think really spoke to the young generation. It was hip, it was modern. Organically, what started happening was women would come back from their weddings and actually start talking to other newlyweds about what they're struggling with, and they would start, having babies, and so the Nest and the Bump were sort of organic creations from our own audience. And these two brands have grown so rapidly over the last few years that it became clear that the corporate name of The Knot Inc. was no longer relevant. And since all of our life stages start with hugs and kisses, XO Group was the logical choice.
What I admire about Russell Simmons is that he is a walking urban textbook. He has the ability to sniff out the essence of a problem, the essence of a product, and completely understanding what makes city dwellers tick. He is someone whom I can go to and, after getting 5 minutes of discussion time with him, get the answers to questions that typically take those of us more traditional marketers 6 months to learn through market research.
I think as an entrepreneur, you have to have a healthy dose of naivete. Otherwise, if you know too much about the industry or the challenges ahead, no one will ever get started. The best piece of business advice I received from our VC, and she said, when you launch, you need to be able to declare victory. And you need to define your space of victory so that you can clearly state, you're the number one. And that is a good mindset to have when you're launching your businesses. Particularly in the digital space, there's no room for 2 and 3. You really have to be